Long ago, after God created the world, people began to fill the earth. At first, everything was good. Families grew, children played, communities were built. The world was full of life and possibility. But as time passed, something changed. People became selfish. They lied. They cheated. They stole. And they hurt one another. Violence spread across the earth like a dark shadow. Instead of loving God and caring for each other, most people chose to do whatever they wanted. The world had become a very different place. A very dark place. God looked upon the earth, and what he saw filled his heart with sadness. The people he had created had turned away from him. But among all those people, there was one man who was different. His name was Noah. Noah was not a king. He was not a warrior, and he was not a famous ruler. He was an ordinary man. But there was something special about him. Noah loved God. While everyone around him followed their own ways, Noah chose a different path. He was honest. He was faithful. And when God spoke, Noah listened. He lived with his wife, his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives. Together, they lived their lives quietly. But one day, everything changed. God came to Noah with a message that would change the course of history forever. God said to Noah, "The earth has become filled with violence. I am going to send a great flood, one that will cover the world." Imagine hearing those words. A flood so great that it would cover everything. Every field, every tree, every mountain, everything. But God also had a plan to save Noah and his family. God gave Noah detailed instructions. He told him to build an ark, not a small boat, not a fishing vessel, a massive wooden ship, larger than anything anyone had ever seen. And Noah was to bring animals into it as well. The ark would become a place of safety, a refuge, when the flood came. Without hesitation, Noah got to work. Day after day, month after month, year after year, the ark slowly began to rise, piece by piece, beam by beam. The enormous structure grew larger and larger. People passing by stopped and stared. Some laughed. Others pointed and mocked him. A giant ship? Out here? Has Noah lost his mind? The questions never stopped. The laughter never stopped. But Noah kept building. When people doubted him, he kept building. When people mocked him, he kept building. When nobody else believed, he still believed. Every hammer strike was an act of faith. Then, something extraordinary happened. Animals began arriving from every direction. From distant forests, across open fields, over rolling hills. They came in pairs, 2 by 2. lions, elephants, deer, birds, creatures great and small, animals of every kind. The sight was incredible. People who had laughed before now stood speechless. How could this be happening? Why were the animals coming? The answer was simple. God was gathering his creation. The ark was ready, and time was running out. At last, the day arrived. God told Noah it began to fall. The rain poured from the heavens, not for a few hours, not for a few days, for 40 days and 40 nights. The water rose higher and higher and higher. Streams became rivers. Rivers became lakes. Lakes became a vast sea. The flood covered the land. Trees disappeared beneath the water. Hills vanished. Even mighty mountains were swallowed by the flood. Everything changed. But through it all, the ark remained afloat. Safe, secure, protected by God. Inside the ark, Noah and his family waited, trusted, and endured. Outside, the world was covered by water, exactly as God had said. Eventually, the rain stopped. Silence returned. But the floodwaters remained. Days passed, then weeks, then months. The ark drifted across the endless waters. Noah and his family waited and waited and waited. Sometimes, waiting is the hardest part, especially when you cannot see what lies ahead. But Noah continued to trust God, even in the silence, even in the uncertainty, because God had not forgotten him, not for a single moment. One day, Noah opened a window. Fresh air flowed into the ark. He released a raven. Then later, he sent out a dove. The dove searched for a place to rest, but there was none, so it returned. A week later, Noah sent the dove again. This time, it came back carrying something. An olive leaf. A tiny leaf, but a powerful sign. The waters were receding. Life was returning. Hope was growing. 1 week later, Noah released the dove once more. And this time, it did not return. Dry land was near. Very near. Finally, the moment arrived. God told Noah it was time to leave the ark. The door opened. Fresh air rushed inside. Sunlight poured across the land. Noah stepped onto dry ground. His family followed, The animals rushed out behind them, running, flying, exploring, free once again. The flood was over. The storm had passed, and a new beginning had arrived. The first thing Noah did was thank God. Not build a house, not plant a field, not make new plans. He stopped and gave thanks, because he knew exactly who had carried them through the storm. God had protected them. God had guided them. God had kept his promise. And now they stood safely on dry ground. Then God made a promise, a covenant, a promise for Noah, for his family, and for every generation that would come after them. God said he would never again destroy the earth with a flood like this. And to remind the world of that promise, he placed a rainbow in the sky. A beautiful reminder that even after the darkest storm, hope remains. That mercy can follow judgment. That light can follow darkness. And that God always keeps his promises. The next time you see a rainbow, remember Noah. Remember the ark. Remember the storm. And remember this: no matter how dark the clouds may seem, hope can survive even the greatest flood.